everyone. You know what? There are 8.4 million species on Earth, nearby that. And all organisms into one species, it's same. The point is how one organism is formed from another organism. Yes, exactly. They produce. Actually, again they reproduce. This process it is known as reproduction, and that is what the part of the study that we are going to learn today, reproduction in living organisms. And I am Anjali Ahuja from Ask IITian itself. So let's get back to the topic, which is reproduction, and that happen in every species, in plant, in living organisms. That's what we are going to learn. So first of all, let me tell you, there are two kinds of reproduction: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Into asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. Into asexual, one parent. Repeating. Why? Because when one parent is there, characteristic will be same. Again, it's like a clone. Same species as it was present earlier. And that is opposite in case of sexual reproduction, where one not, but two parents are involved. As two parents are involved, characteristic from both the parents are going into the next generation, and variations, changes, they are observed into the new generation, and that is the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction. That question can come in your paper, so remind it, remember it accordingly. So the thing is, I just mentioned a term which is known as variation. That variation occur at genetic level. Genetic, whenever we talk about genetic, now there comes the DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, basis of all information that we have. Yes, so variation that occur at that level, and at that level information I'm going to tell that in the next part. Right now we are learning asexual reproduction types. So let's start types of asexual reproduction. As on the screen you can see, there are a lot of types of reproduction, in which it includes fission, fragmentation, budding, regeneration, spore formation, vegetative propagation, and tissue culture. We are going to discuss that one by one. First of all guys, let's talk about fission. Yes, as the name indicates, no, it's not chemistry fission, but basic thing is same, that something is splitting up. A cell is splitting up into two cells. That is known as fission. And let me tell you this, fission it is of two types: binary fission and multiple fission. As you can see it on the diagram, into the binary fission, one cell it's just dividing into two cells. Examples that happen in amoeba, bacteria, paramecium, and euglena, in which the one cell is present and it will be dividing up into two cells. Now the next is multiple fission. Into multiple fission, what happened? One cell is there and it is covered by something, and all cells into this covering will split up and form many kind of cell. And later on, when this covering bursts, all cells are out. This is multiple fission. Yes, guys, you must have heard about malaria disease. Malaria disease, it is caused by Plasmodium vivax, which come through Anopheles mosquito, female. When it enter through the saliva of female mosquito, which is Anopheles, Plasmodium take entry into the human body. And into RBCs especially, it attack. Into the blood cell, into liver cells it also. But the point is, into cell, it take entry, into the cell, it divide, cell burst, all cells out. That is example of multiple fission. Multiple fission also occur in amoeba, point to remember. Now the next type of asexual reproduction, as you see it on the screen, is fragmentation. Fragments. Fragments means small particles, small part which will form new organelles. If some organism is cut into some fragment, or by any accident it is cut up into certain fragment, it forms up a new organism. Exactly, that is fragmentation. That particular part is known as fragment. Fragmentation, it is observed in many of aquatic organisms. It occurs in flatworm, Platyhelminthes, that's another name. It occurs in some echinoderm, as it is starfish, example, some sea anemone, not some sea anemone, yeah, into the sea anemone. Now you see it on the screen, how it happened. Into the planaria, first of all, you can see planaria is a platyhelminthes, flat form. So it is cut up into the fragment, and each fragment is forming up the new organism. Then you see at the center, which is Hydra. Hydra also reproduced by one more type of reproduction. Yes, I'm going to tell you after this. But the point is, it also happened by fragmentation. Fragments split up, new organism is formed. And the third that is here, starfish. So if from one arm, if it is cut, so a new starfish will be formed up after that. This is fragmentation. Now the next type of reproduction, you see it on the screen, is budding. And the picture is Hydra. That was diagrammatic one, but this is real one. This is real Hydra. Under the microscope, it is button. It's a small bud. Onto the organelles, Hydra, a small bud appears. And this bud grow. It becomes as that of the parental Hydra, I would say. And then it just split up, go up there. New organism is ready. Hydra is one of the example that also happen in one fungi, which is yeast cell. Yes, yeast cell, it will also grow up a small, it's just a cell, a small bud appears. This bud, firstly nucleus divide, then it just split up, cytoplasm divide, then a whole yeast kind of cell just grow, and then it is split up. But during the time when bud is getting formed, that it just appear like that. That fungal, what do we say, characteristic, that mat-like structure, hyphae are there. Hyphae means thread structure. So to that we say mycelium-like structure appear. But yeast cell, the point is it is showing budding. And one more phenomena that occur in yeast cell is there's a chain of bud. One bud, another bud, over that. So this is chain of bud. This question I have seen in some paper, that's why I'm telling you, just remember that. So that is budding. Now next type of reproduction that I'm going to tell you is regeneration. One question can come in paper. What is difference between regeneration and fragmentation? So just remember that. And into the more videos I'm going to tell you that. But the point is, learn regeneration. Some people consider regeneration, it is not asexual reproduction. Some people consider it is. But I consider that, I was just studying here and there, then I got to know, okay, I won't keep it under reproduction category, but into asexual reproduction that happened. So specifically under asexual reproduction that is kept. Regeneration that occur in many of the organisms just to get themselves back if they are injured, if they are wounded. Some part or some body part, if it is cut or I would say due to injury, it will reform. That is regeneration. For example, if we get some wound injury, our cells divide, we get back. Not whole the finger, but at least some cells. In human being, it occurs at a certain level. But this regeneration, that is just to recover itself. But into certain organism, regeneration, it also helps in forming up a whole organism. From the cut part itself, a whole organism appears. So regeneration is also under the category of asexual reproduction and also under the category of what? I am just telling you, this repair mechanism. So on the screen, you can see this organism which is reproducing with the help of regeneration. So this is some type of asexual reproduction that I've told you. I'm going to tell you more times also into the next part. So till the time, just wait and see ya.